Stop scrolling, because these Hollywood actresses didn't just light up the big screen. They also shocked the world by posing for Playboy flushed-face fire. Some did it for fame, some for freedom, and some because they knew their beauty was power. But here's the crazy part, a few of these names are classic legends you'd never expect. Today we're counting down 10 sexy Hollywood actresses who posed for Playboy, and trust me, by the end of this list, you'll be saying, wait. She did that? Clapperboard eyes. Marilyn Monroe. Let's start with the most iconic name of them all, Marilyn Monroe. She wasn't just a Hollywood actress. She became the ultimate symbol of beauty, glamour, and mystery. What many people don't realize is that Marilyn's connection to Playboy didn't happen the way it does for celebrities today. She didn't walk into a studio for Playboy and plan a big photo shoot. Instead, some of her early nude photos, taken before she became a worldwide superstar, were later used and became some of the most famous images ever linked to the magazine. The timing was perfect, Marilyn was rising fast, Hollywood was obsessed with her, and the public couldn't look away. That moment helped create a new era of celebrity culture where private photos could become public headlines. Even decades later, Marilyn's name still feels powerful, and her Playboy connection remains one of the most talked about moments in entertainment history. Jayne Mansfield. Next up is Jayne Mansfield, one of the most unforgettable bombshells of the 1950s. The media loved calling her Marilyn Monroe's rival, but Jayne wasn't trying to copy anyone. She had her own loud, playful, attention-stealing style that made her impossible to ignore. She knew exactly how to work the cameras, how to own a red carpet, and how to turn every appearance into a headline. Jayne's image was built on bold glamour, confidence, and that classic old Hollywood wow factor. That's why her connection to Playboy-style fame felt natural. She was already a symbol of the era's sexy celebrity culture. Her photos, her public persona, and her fearless attitude made her one of the most talked-about women of her time. Whether people loved her or criticized her, one thing was always true: Jayne Mansfield knew how to stay unforgettable, and she did it like a star. Brigitte Bardot. Now let's talk about a true international icon, Brigitte Bardot. She wasn't just famous for acting. She became a worldwide symbol of beauty, freedom, and rebellion. In a time when Hollywood wanted women to look perfect and behave proper, Bardot stood out because she didn't care about fitting into anyone's rules. Her confidence, natural charm, and fearless personality made her feel different from every other star of her era. That's why her connection to glamorous magazine culture, including Playboy-style fame, felt almost inevitable. Bardot didn't need to chase attention. Attention followed her everywhere. She represented a new kind of celebrity, bold, modern, and unapologetically herself. Even today, her name still carries that legendary energy, like the kind of star who didn't just become famous. She became a whole attitude. And that's exactly why people still talk about Brigitte Bardot decades later. Raquel Welch. Next on the list is the unforgettable Raquel Welch, a woman who wasn't just a Hollywood actress, but a full-on global sex symbol. During the peak of her fame, her posters were everywhere, and her look became the definition of classic glamour mixed with fearless confidence. Raquel had a powerful screen presence that made her stand out in an era packed with beautiful stars, and she knew exactly how to own the spotlight without ever looking desperate for it. That's why her connection to Playboy-style photo culture made perfect sense. She represented a time when actresses were becoming more than performers, they were becoming brands. And Raquel's brand was clear: strength, beauty, and star power that felt larger than life. Whether she was on a movie set, a magazine cover, or in a headline, Raquel Welch always delivered the same message: she wasn't just admired. She was iconic. Sharon Tate. Now let's dive deeper into Sharon Tate, one of Hollywood's most unforgettable stars. Sharon wasn't just another actress, she had a rare kind of beauty that combined softness, glamour, and a magnetic presence that drew people in immediately. In the 1960s, she became a symbol of the new, modern Hollywood: stylish, elegant, and effortlessly photogenic. Her connection to Playboy-style imagery only amplified her star power, giving the public a glimpse of her confidence, charm, and sophistication beyond the movies. Unlike many actresses of her time, Sharon's appeal wasn't just in her looks, it was the aura she carried, a combination of innocence, allure, and charisma that felt almost magical on camera. Tragically, her life and rising career were cut far too short, but her legacy endures. Decades later, Sharon Tate remains a benchmark of classic Hollywood beauty, and her Playboy association only reinforces why she is still remembered as one of the most stunning and iconic actresses of her era. Sophia Loren. Next up is the legendary Sophia Loren, a name that instantly evokes elegance, talent, and timeless beauty. Unlike many stars who relied solely on looks, Sophia combined her stunning appearance with unmatched acting skill, earning respect not just as a sex symbol, but as a true cinematic icon. Her connection to Playboy-style glamour might surprise some, but it made perfect sense. She understood the power of photography and how carefully crafted images could elevate her image and influence public perception. Sophia's magazine features showcased her confidence, poise, and ability to balance sensuality with class, proving she could be both powerful and sophisticated at the same time. She wasn't chasing fame, she was defining what it meant to be a Hollywood legend. Decades later, Sophia Loren remains one of the most iconic actresses in history, a queen of timeless beauty whose presence, talent, and charisma continue to inspire admiration around the world. Ursula Andress. Next, we have the legendary Ursula Andress, one of the most iconic Bond girls in cinematic history. Ursula became an instant sensation after her unforgettable scene in Dr. No, emerging from the ocean in a white bikini, a moment that has been replayed, referenced, and celebrated for decades. Her bold confidence, striking beauty, and magnetic presence made her the perfect fit for Playboy-style photo shoots. Unlike other stars who relied solely on glamour, Ursula brought a sense of daring and charisma that set her apart, showing the world she wasn't just another pretty face, she was a force to be remembered. Posing for Playboy allowed her to showcase her personality alongside her beauty, blending sensuality with empowerment. Her influence went beyond Hollywood. Ursula became a symbol of 1960s boldness and feminine confidence. Even today, her name evokes instant recognition, proving that she achieved exactly what she aimed for, to be unforgettable. Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson is arguably the most iconic Playboy star of the modern era. Rising to fame in the 1990s, Pamela didn't just pose for the magazine, she became one of its most recognizable faces, appearing in multiple covers and pictorials that helped define an era of bold celebrity glamour. Her combination of striking looks, charm, and confidence made her irresistible to fans, and she knew how to use her Playboy fame to expand her career beyond modeling, into television, acting, and pop culture stardom. Unlike many stars who shy away from controversy, Pamela embraced it, turning every appearance into a statement and making sure she remained unforgettable. Her name became synonymous with Playboy, representing not just beauty, but also power, influence, and control over her image. Decades later, Pamela Anderson's legacy continues, proving that she didn't just pose for Playboy, she owned it, and in doing so, cemented her place in Hollywood history. Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore is a Hollywood star whose life and career have always been in the public eye. Growing up as a child actress, she experienced fame, struggles, and personal challenges very early on. But as she matured, Drew made bold choices to take control of her image, including a surprising magazine appearance that shocked many fans. Posing wasn't just about glamour, it was a statement of independence and confidence, showing the world that she could define herself on her own terms. This move was part of her transformation from a troubled young star into a powerful, self-assured woman in Hollywood. By embracing her bold side, Drew proved she wasn't limited by her past or by what the public expected of her. Her magazine moment became iconic, blending celebrity allure with personal empowerment. It's a reminder that Drew Barrymore isn't just an actress, she's a woman who controls her narrative. Madonna. Finally, we come to Madonna, the queen of controversy and fearless self-expression. From the very start of her career, she understood the power of attention and how to use it to control her image. Posing for Playboy wasn't just a photo shoot for Madonna, it was a statement. She knew how to blend sexuality, confidence, and shock value to create moments that would dominate headlines and spark conversation worldwide. Unlike other stars, Madonna never waited for fame to define her, she shaped it herself, using every opportunity to push boundaries and challenge public expectations. Her Playboy appearance was a perfect example of this approach, combining glamour with boldness, and turning what could have been a simple magazine spread into a cultural moment. Decades later, Madonna remains a symbol of empowerment, fearlessness, and reinvention, proof that when she steps in front of a camera, it's never just about posing, it's about making history.